So, the Dymo Label Writer 5XL. First off, I want to tell you, I absolutely love this label printer. And now I'm going to tell you why not to buy it. As you know, I do card breaks, and also I resell cards and mystery packs on eBay. I've only had eBay up for like 4 months. As you can see, 925 items sold over a 4-month period. That's a lot of packing. That's about, on average-ish, 10 items per day. Average. Obviously, don't ship on Saturdays and Sundays. But for the most part of that, up until Christmas, for the first 2 months of that, I was printing via this little scanner printer thing I got going on over here. I would print the labels on regular paper. I then had to cut them out because it would fit 2 per 1 sheet. Then I had to tape them to the bubble mailers, and between ink and paper and tape and time, I just, it was too much work. It was just not cost effective for the ink and for the paper and the time all combined together. It was just not worth it. So, I thought about a thermal printer, and my girlfriend got this for me for Christmas, and it is the Dymo Label Writer 5XL. And this thing is super great. It's fast, it's efficient, it prints quick, it always prints nice, it's not faded, it's just amazing. And all you have to do is buy labels, right? There's no ink, you don't have to buy the paper, I don't have to cut them out, I don't have to buy tape to tape them to the packages. It just prints and it's sticky and it's ready to go. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. It works every time, all the time, when I need it, always. It came with a small sample roll, I think of like 50. I didn't realize that, and I went through them obviously really quick, and I didn't get a chance to order anything off Amazon for labels. So I ended up going to the store, Office Max, and I bought a Dymo set of 220 labels for $40 plus tax, which is like, after tax and everything else, it's like 20 cents a label. It's ridiculous. So for the past month or so, I've been using that second roll that I used, or that I bought, and I've been using that. Well, just here recently, that roll ran out, and I had planned for it, so I had bought a bunch of rolls off of Amazon for far less cheaper, like 1,000 labels for the same price as Dymo's 220 labels. Well, what did I find out? I found out that you cannot use any label that you want with this machine. You must use Dymo's labels. And the reasoning for that is they have a chip taped to the inside of the roll, and you won't be able to see it in here because this is oh yeah, you can. This is an aftermarket roll. This roll is made from Dasher. Let me zoom that in a little bit. I got this off Amazon. I was able to print about 15 labels with this. I'm not sure why, but I was able to do that because I took this sticky thing off of the previous label roll. And this is what they do. They stick this little, I guess it's like an RFID chip, and they stick this on the inside of their Dymo rolls, like this. And if your 5XL does not sense this chip, wherever it went, sense this chip, it won't print. And it also has a counter inside it. So it knows when you use all the labels up. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm extremely frustrated with this. And it's not so much the cost, which, I mean, that does factor into it because their labels are more than 2-3 times the price of other labels. And the other labels are fine. Like the ones that, the few that I was able to run of this one, they're fine. They're just about the same quality from what I can tell. And they're a quarter of the price. For the cost of one of these rolls, I can get 4 of these rolls. So why would I not want to do that? Well, I can't, because Dymo makes you use theirs. All because of this chip. Now I looked online, and especially some videos on YouTube, and some people suggested that you take this chip out, like I did, of the old roll and place it in the new roll. And that did work, like I said, for about 10 labels or so. And then it kept back to the same thing, saying the roll was out. And after further searching, I found out that these little chips also have a counter in them. So once they're like one-time use only. Once it registers that the 220 labels are gone, this chip is no good anymore. And you can't print with it anymore. So Dymo has, in essence, built a product, and on top of that, they're saying you have to buy their rolls of labels. I don't understand how that is even legal, to be honest with you. I mean, can you imagine that you're driving your car and your alternator goes out, and you can't just go to AutoZone or to a independent mechanic even, or even Amazon, and order an alternator off the internet, because if you do, when you put it in your car, it's still not going to work. You would have to go to the actual dealer. Like if you had a Chevy, then you would have to go to the Chevy dealer and buy their alternator, because no one else's alternator would ever work in your car. People would go insane. Like that's not okay. And it's not, like I said, some of it is the price, but some of it is like, how, I don't understand how you're going to tell me I have to use your product. And why doesn't it say, I mean, let me double check here before I, make myself look stupid. But why doesn't it say on the box, or, okay, it does say on the box. Okay, so I am, whatever. So it does say on the box, only works with authentic Dymo labels. But I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna go to Amazon real quick. I'd almost guarantee you it doesn't say on Amazon that it only works with their labels. Because this wasn't bought in person. So I would understand, like, if you're in person and you look and you see, but first off, I wouldn't even really believe that, because people always, use other labels. And I know for a fact that she actually specifically researched using other labels for this, and everyone was saying, yes, you can use other labels because these labels aren't perforated and the aftermarket ones are, and blah, 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 blah. But anyways, so let's see if it says more free Dymo Connect automated perfect, never buy ink again. And so yeah, I guess it kind of does say that, but I don't know. I don't know if I would even, if I would have saw that, I probably wouldn't even have believed that, because if you search for Dymo Label Writer and aftermarket labels, the 4XL, which was the one before this, the 4XL could use other labels. And then they decided that it was going to be a great idea to put these little chips in here that were one-time use chips. And once they roll off a count of 220 or whatever size, on the 4x6, they come in 220. So when you have a 4x6 label, once it reads 220 labels have been printed, it kills that chip and is no longer used ever again. So I don't know how you can build a product like that. I don't support that. I won't support that. I will be sending this back. I won't be buying this brand of product ever again. And I would encourage you to do the same, because I don't think that it's fair that someone should make a product such as a printer, or really of almost any other type of thing, and something as proprietary as a sticky piece of paper has to be used by them because they put a little chip on it to make sure you only use their stuff, and then you charge you 4 times as much. I mean, that's, from a business standpoint, it's probably smart as can be, because you're ensuring when you sell this that they got to buy your labels, and they're going to pay your 4 times price than what everyone else pays, or what everyone else sells theirs for. So I don't know. As far as functionality, like I said, I love it. It's made my life way much simpler with the shipping and the packaging, and even at the price of their labels, which at like 18 to 20 cents a piece once you factor in tax and if you have shipping or whatever. even at the price of that label, it's still worth it because you don't have to pay for the ink, you don't have to pay for the paper, you don't have to pay for the tape and the time to put and cut it all out like I was doing. So it is saving me money, but at the same time, it's more of a principle thing. Like, I don't understand how you think you're just gonna tell me like I have to buy your paper. No one else's paper is good enough. I have to buy your paper at 5 times the price. And it's not, it just doesn't make sense. When there's labels out there and there's other machines that I can use any 4x6. So why would I pay $40 for 220 labels of yours when I can just take your printer back, get another printer that's just as good, and instead of paying $40 for 220 labels, I can pay $10 for 220 labels. So I will be returning this. I won't be using it anymore. I just bought a roll. I had to go buy another roll because it wouldn't print anymore. And once that runs out, I'm returning this. I'm getting something else. Something else where a company doesn't lock you into proprietary paper when anybody's paper does the same thing. So that's just a little bit different review. You know, we're usually doing sports cards or autographed jerseys and footballs and stuff. This one's a little bit different today, but I just had to vent because I couldn't believe this. I want them to see this. I want anyone that's looking for a 5XL or looking at a label printer to see this. Do not buy this. There's no reason to buy it. No matter how good it is, there's no reason to buy it. Why buy it and pay 4 times the price for your labels when you can buy another one that will allow you to use any labels you want? So, and if you support this, I just think it's going to be like an entryway into even more constrained items where people think that it's okay, or where companies think that it's okay that they can make proprietary things and lock you into using all their products versus just using this and buying your own paper. So anyway, that was my vent for today. I'm super upset with this, but you know, anyways, until next time, next video we'll be doing jerseys or autographed footballs or cards or something, or a box break or something. We'll figure it out. But appreciate y'all for listening. Have a good day.